Elisabetta is 80 years old and looking at the ruins of her house.
No more naman.
She's making jokes. She doesn't seem to know what else to do.
Our things was inside pa.
She tells us she's a retired midwife, that she's lived here half a century, that anyway, this is her home.
No money pa man. Ang pension ko is very kon man lang 5,000 lang. So I can construct this house. So I na lang look for somebody who will help me.
The town of Madridejos, or Little Madrid, was in the direct path of the storm. Head down any street here, it's like this. Almost nothing has escaped untouched.
98% of our houses here are being severely damaged. We are now having different kinds of sickness, and we are also in need of medicines for us to distribute them to our people here in the parish.
Thank you.
But this is about the scale of the relief efforts so far. And even when more does arrive, handouts alone won't be enough. The island's economy is based on fishing and farming, but these are some of the fishing boats. We saw farm after farm that looks like this. This is all that's left of Mr. Ofianga's poultry farm. Chicken farming is one of the major industries on this island, and that's the real issue for people here now. This typhoon hasn't just taken their homes, it's taken their livelihoods and their ability to earn their way out of this mess. Some are deciding just to leave. We found Yvette at the ferry port carrying her 4-month-old son. She showed us how she protected her children from the typhoon.
I'm hug him tight, very tight. And also my 3 kids, I hug them. I tie them on my arms so that we cannot scatter them.
You tied them?
Yeah. They're tied.
This is what they're running from.
House will be built.
Yvette's house used to be here. It landed over there. One of the children's toys marks where their home should be. They have just their children, the money for the boat and a bag of rice. Not much to start a new life, but they say there is nothing left for them
We can
here.
go now to Cebu Airport and talk to the UK's ambassador to the Philippines, Asif Ahmad. Ambassador, very good morning to you. I mean, what can you tell us about the current situation 1 week on?
Well, we have now had 5 flights from the UK delivering freight into Cebu, and all of that freight has now left the airport, so it is in the hands of the people who need it. The C-130 that is about to come in an hour's time will deliver bulldozers, forklift trucks and 2 Land Rovers, and these will be handed over straight away to the UN so that they can take them where the need is most. I've just been talking to the commander here of the base who is facilitating the movements, and his reaction was, on hearing the Prime Minister's commitment, that you bring tears to my eyes each time I speak to you, tears of joy. What is going to happen now is that the commitment from the United Kingdom gives us the scope not only to address the immediate relief requirements, which is clearly important, but to focus on the medium and long term so that we can restore livelihoods to people whose living and working capacity has been severely degraded.
Yeah, well, Ambassador, put that into perspective for us in terms of what we're talking about here in the medium and long term. Just how severe is this?
What we're talking about are entire towns and villages razed to the ground where there's not even vegetation left. Whatever was planted in the ground has simply been washed away. And it really means building from scratch. It also means building back bridges and roads which have been broken up. But it also means going back to the government when it's slightly more conducive to do so, to talk about long-term disaster recovery, the resources that the military here actually needs to respond to such crises, and also to make sure that the international mechanism is up and ready and gets up to speed that bit quicker when we are asked to help again.
The authorities there, I mean, what's been their response to the speed of all of this? Obviously, as you say, 4 or 5 aircraft landing from the UK alone in the last week, and that aid continuing to head out, and lots of money being raised here by the DEC appeal. Has the response, the international response, been as immediate as the authorities would have wanted there?
I think the international response in some respects, certainly from the UK's point of view, was ahead of the requirement. We knew from the weather reports that a major calamity was about to befall. I mean, I arrived back in Manila some 2 hours before the typhoon hit from the UK, and already there was work in hand to prepare for what was to come. What has improved from the Philippine government side is the facilitation of the aid. There's a lot less bureaucracy and paperwork. The airport is certainly handling goods. As I said, all of the UK shipment is out, and I expect this big shipment that's coming in now to be cleared very, very quickly.
Sinabi mo punta dito.